Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 2023 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps this channel be seen by the YouTube algorithm. It helps it grow, and I wouldn't be here without you all. So, thank you so very much. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we have to be mindful of during this Capricorn full moon, this Capricorn supermoon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. So we have two. We have the Eight of Swords and the World. We're too much in our own head. So just being aware of that, Aries, that we kind of think, I already know what's going to happen. And Spirit's like, do you? Do you already know what's going to happen? We can be stuck. We can be overwhelmed. We can be worrying about things that Spirit's like, okay, you know what? It's okay. You're okay. But we're so used to worrying. And there's a sense here of like the world opening to us and we're afraid. How do I move forward? How do I go after what I want? Where is it that I want to be? What is it that I'm going after? So just be aware of this with the Eight of Swords in the World. We are overthinking, we're overanalyzing our place in the world, where we want to be in the world, how we want to move forward for ourselves. And that's a big deal. That is a big deal because the supermoon, it's much closer to the earth, and so it increases its power. And this brings to light things that are not for our highest good, things that are illusions, things that are holding us back. And here, one of those things is our own thoughts at times, Aries. So just be really aware of this. Be really aware because Capricorn is really good at manifestation. Capricorn energy is really good at manifestation, of calling things forward, of saying, this is what I want in my life. This is how I want to move forward. And if we're in negativity, anger, upset, chaos, that can be rather difficult for us. So just be aware of that. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Here we have adventure. We want an adventure. We want to go on an adventure to kind of break down the walls, see the way that we can move forward for ourselves. And it doesn't have to be a big adventure. We just want a bit of excitement in our lives, a bit of beauty, a bit of, of going for it. And this is very powerful and it's very brilliant for us. It's like, I want to go for it. I want to try. I want an adventure. Again, it doesn't have to be a big adventure. Usually when we think of adventures, we think of something huge and, costing a lot of money and being out of this world. It doesn't have to be. It can be very small. It can be very quiet. But it's an adventure of our own discovery. It's an adventure of our own skills, of how we want to move forward, of pushing ourselves. So it can be small, it can be cost effective, right? It doesn't have to be out of this world, but it can be just out of this world for us, just so wonderful and beautiful and connective with our spirit and our desires and our adventurous spirit and our sense of really liking games and challenging ourselves and pushing us further. So let's see what the tarot has to say. And then we'll get into the astrology of this supermoon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. You see all that? Brilliant. Okay. So I love that this moon crowns us. We have here with the King of Pentacles, Capricorn is represented by the Pentacles in the minor arcana. We have the crowning energy of Earth. Earth sign energy is also Taurus and Virgo. But there is prosperity coming forward from this moon. We're going to see the way things are interconnected during this time. We have to be mindful of a poverty mentality. We're having things that have fallen apart be washed away. It's like, okay, that's over and that's done. Now I need to find the balance. And that's going to be something that can be a little bit tricky for us. We are listening to lies a little bit too much. And I know you're going to be thinking, if you listen to lies at all, it's too much. But there's something here where we're telling ourselves certain things, Aries, and we're holding ourselves back. That's what Spirit is saying. Be very mindful of this. We're kind of closing the door to the world before we've even opened it. And so here, things aren't going to be moving forward as quickly as we would like them to. And yet, once we look at the burdens that we're carrying, the lies, the hurts, the pains, the disappointments, the angers, all of a sudden things start to really push forward. So the sun is in Cancer and the moon is in Capricorn. And this has our inner and outer selves coming into sharp relief. And what's interesting is that these are sister signs. So Capricorn is about the outer world, and outer success, and Capricorn is about the inner world and nurturing ourselves and others. So what we're asking ourselves is, do we have enough balance? And what this time period and this moon, the supermoon, is going to be showing us is, where are we out of balance? And that comes through very, very strongly right here with the Six of Pentacles. Now, this full moon has us longing to be recognized by the outer world. Okay, just like we're in too much in our own head, we're judging ourselves before the world has time to judge us, and that's not cool. We will not always be sure of what we want, and we are going to underestimate ourselves during this time. So we need to be mindful about this, because we can be overwhelmed by trying to figure out what we want and, how we can move forward and what we're looking towards, and ignoring others, ignoring, what we really want inside, and being led by what we think other people want us to be instead of by what we want to be. This moon is telling us that we need the approval of ourselves first, and then we can worry about other people. But once we have that approval of ourselves, it's like, I don't need to worry. I don't need to worry. And that's just going to be a really big thing. I don't need to worry. Beware of carrying too much. And, beware of carrying too much and caring too much of what other people think. So you're carrying too many burdens on you. And it shows. It shows here, Aries. Again, Capricorn is strongly linked to manifestation and building for the long term. This is enhanced by the Sun trine Saturn during the supermoon, which is ruled by Capricorn. So this really has us looking at the structure of things. How do I want to move forward? What's right for me? What are the rules here? How can I play this game? And we're going to be very interested of dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and then moving forward. The moon is trine Jupiter, which builds for long-term success. It's highly visionary. It is, it is consciousness, it is faith, it is how do we need to move forward for us. And we're seeing here a sense of lack in the way that we want to manifest and build our own prosperity. So the Five of Pentacles is warning us, don't fall into a poverty mentality, even though it will be really easy to, even though it'll be really easy to come from a place of lack. Now, this doesn't mean we don't save. This doesn't mean that we're, foolish with our money, but it does mean that we're looking at things and saying, I'm worthy of prosperity, I'm worthy of bounty, but I'm going to be smart about how I, accumulate my wealth, my riches, and my prosperity. Pluto is squared the nodal axis. Now, this is the north and the south lunar node, and it will be until November of this year. We are going to keep falling back. The question that the nodal axis, like Pluto squared the nodal axis, is asking us is, will we keep falling back on our own patterns because they're safe? Or are we going to break free and follow the, the, the theme of the Fool? And the theme of the Fool in the tarot is like, are you brave enough to take that leap of faith? Are you brave enough to say, and this isn't like a double dog dare, like, are you brave enough? Because that always gets me. It's like, yeah, of course. But here it's like, are you secure enough within yourself to say, I'm looking at my old patterns. I'm calling myself out for my old patterns. And I'm moving forward in the love, in the healing, in the prosperity, and in the bounty that I need in my life. I'm looking at why I was born, not why anybody else was born. And I'm saying, this makes my heart sing. This is what moves me forward. So here, we want that adventure. We want to take that new adventure and not care what everybody thinks. So that's going to be very important to us. Pluto is the planet of rebirth. If we are open to this energy, we will be reborn. We will be reborn, sometimes in a very real sense, from victim to victor, in the sense of like the world happening to us taking hold of our world. And this is rare. This is beautiful. If you want to hear more about this, check out Pam Gregory's YouTube channel. I have it linked in the description box below. She's really quite brilliant. During this full moon, we are experiencing huge photonic healing light. This is increasing, this is increasing the spin of our cells towards healing. Our soul is weaving this in with the earth, with our earthly body, to heighten our creativity, to be linked to the divine, and to heal. You can be called to be a healer. I have linked Spring Forest Qigong in the description box below if you do feel that call. With the King of Pentacles crowning us, prosperity, success, bounty, abundance, a real sense of I'm embracing the prosperity that I want in my world. There's knowledge coming to us, insight coming to us, a connection with our root chakra, what is grounding us, and how things are interconnected. We are going to be seeing a lot of what is holding us back come forward. And it's going to be more in the realm of the practical, more in the realm of the everyday, and the sense of I can't do that because. And Spirit is saying, and I know this isn't very nice because I don't like it when people tell me this at all. I kind of rail against it, but it's like, stop making excuses. It's not going from one extreme to another. It is saying here, I need to look at my prosperity and my success and what I desire. And I need to enjoy my life. I need to go after what I want. And I need to be proud of me because we're carrying the weight of the past, especially if you've had money troubles in your past. I mean, if you grew up with money troubles, if you grew up with everybody talking about money, if you've experienced, poverty, if you experience money troubles, it's terrifying. It stays with you. It isn't something that you just shrug off and say, "Oh well, I'm great." Maybe some people can do it, but it's just really hard. It's really, really hard. Here you have a support team, even if that is just your angels. Your angels are telling you, "I'm connecting with you. I'm here with you. I got you." And it brings us to the tower because this poverty mentality, it's over. And I know everything we hear on the news. Be smart. Be wise with your money. But this living in constant fear, in constant chaos, it's tearing us apart, Aries. And we don't need to be torn apart just from our thoughts or the words that we're hearing. And I know that we're living it. And I'm hearing that. I'm hearing you say, I'm living this. It's a struggle. I get it. I really, really, really get it. But this sense of I'm not worthy, that comes to an end. It could be 16 years or from the time you were 16 where you have been struggling, where things have fallen apart. Now it's looking at the rubble and saying, that chapter, over. And it could be a count of 16. It could be 16 days, 16 weeks, 16 months. Again, a count of 16. There's a sense here of I am leaving and I am moving forward. What has fallen apart has fallen apart. We're finding our balance. We're finding our harmony. And we're looking at what we deeply desire. Now, there is a imbalance of power, and that needs to be acknowledged. Okay, there's somebody who is handing out to us, right? A maternal or a older figure handing out to children. And it can be a sense, there is a sense, not be a sense. There is a sense here of the power that is given. It seems like it's temporary. It's like, I'll give you this if you work hard for me. I'll give you this if you know, do what I want you to do. And that is something that we're acknowledging here. And it's like, no, that's not right. I am taking back the balance and the power and the insight and the knowing that I need to move me forward to where I want to be for me. With the 7 of Swords, we're looking at a lot of lies. A lot of lies. Again, we have our angels here helping us to carry, but we also have a sense of like, I'm just hearing it started when we were small. We started believing things that, well, of course we did. I mean, Spirit is saying we started believing things that were told to us when we were small. And it's like, well, obviously, if you're forever told that the color blue is orange, and then you go to school and they're like, well, this is the color blue. And you're like, no, it's orange. Like, what the heck is wrong with you? Of course you're going to be confused. So that's very interesting because I'm like, duh. But there's a sense here of we started carrying certain lies, and it distorted the way we saw ourselves, and it distorted the way we saw the world. Now, this could be, in school. It could also be in school. You're taught that the color blue is the color orange, right? And then somebody says to you, "That's the color blue." You're like, "No, it's not. Don't be silly." So here, it's recognizing this. It's recognizing that some of the things that we hold on to that others told us, again, parents, teachers, lovers, friends, whomever, even media, society that have told us that aren't right for us. It's holding us back. It's weighing us down. It's keeping us from moving in the direction that we need to move. And we're going to start to see that we carry only the truths that we need. And that's going to be really important for us to carry only the truths that we need. We've become wise because, we've fallen. We've made mistakes. But wisdom moves with us. It's going to seem with this supermoon, we're going to have a feeling like everything should be moving really, really fast. And it seems like things almost stand still during this time. Things almost stand still. And then all of a sudden, they explode forward. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, goodness. But we had to take it in. We had to take it in first. And that's going to be something that's rather tricky. So let's see what the moon has to say for herself. I'm just going to put this over here. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay, cool. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Okay, so what's really, really cool here is that the King of Pentacles has a win-win outcome is forecast, right? That balance coming into play, that harmony coming into play, that resilience, that sense of I am not going to be held down. I'm not going to be locked back. I'm growing, even though like even though the proverbial they tried to crush me, tried to hold me back, tried to keep me from where I want to be. A win-win outcome is forecast. I am resilient. Things are coming into balance. We are very focused on the earthly plane during this moon because this moon is in Capricorn. Capricorn is one of the most earthly of earth signs, or the most earthly of earth signs. And we're going to see here that we're stronger than we think. We're more powerful than we imagine. This moon also tells us, it's kind of like that old adage, dress for success type of thing. It's time to be comfortable in our skin. Even if we wish, we were different, right? In however way we have convinced ourselves that we're not quite right. Now it is time to look at us and say, I love you. I see you. I'm connecting with you. The King of Pentacles, prosperity, success, bounty, abundance. We are being ruled and led forward by connecting with our bounty of what we need, of where we want to be, how our life is interconnected. We're going to start to see things almost like threads being woven together. And it's like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that was interconnected. Oh, wow, I didn't think to look at it this way. It brings us to growth. It's funny because we feel on the outside looking in, and it says nothing will come of this situation. Nothing will come of feeling on the outside looking in, and yet this is reversed, meaning that idea of I'm not worthy, it permeates everything. And the note, of course, is just these short little times throughout the cycle of the moon where things go topsy turvy. They all go a little bit awry. It's like, oh wow, okay, that's not how I thought it was going to be, but we're going to learn so much from it, so much from it, and even the not having enough money, even the struggles that we have been through, we have learned so much. It may be lessons that we never wanted to learn, and it's like, okay, fair, but the way that we're moving forward now is extraordinary. It's not for the ordinary. You're not here because you want to be like everybody else. And yeah, and that's a really big thing. It's also a thing that can make us feel like, oh, where do I fit? How do I fit? The tower reversed. It's like it's time to build. It's time to step out of the rubble. We've already done the gnashing of the teeth, the pulling of the hair, very Greek drama over here where we've mourned and we've been overwhelmed. And here it says you and your loved ones are safe, but you don't feel that way. Anything can happen at any moment and I need to worry. And it's like, okay, fair. I get that. I get that totally. But if you worry and if you keep on the worry, it will just eat you up. I was talking to a master in Qigong, and I know I said this before, but it's so beautiful and simple. Smile. You have meridian points to your pancreas in your lips. You have meridian points in your jaw to your liver. Smile. The pancreas is where anxiety is held. The liver is where anger is held. We cannot make everything perfect, and we will run ourselves ragged trying. This is a time of change. This moon will change us. It's moving, whether we wanted to or not. And this is a time where we need to look at that change and say, it's happening. I can either go with the flow, connect with it, move with it, or drain all my energy trying to fight it. Our dreams need a practical plan. This is reversed. As things come into balance, yes, our dreams need a practical plan, but we can get caught up in the practicality. Spirit is saying here, don't be too practical because you'll forget to dream. Embrace your peace. Embrace what you desire. Embrace what you love. I mean, it's time for peace. It's time for calm. It's time for centering as balance comes in. Purity. It's a time to release negativity. This is reverse. It's like I'm carrying it. I'm carrying this negativity with the Seven of Swords, lies and hurts and deceits and chaos. And it's like, it's not time to release this. I need this. This is my armor, right? I've learned so much. I've come so far. The purity is not, purity gets a bad rap because it's been manipulated by religions and ideas. And it's like, it's to mean certain things. And it's like, no, purity is the untouched, right? Untouched by others' thoughts, others' opinions, others' wants, others' needs. I always, and I know I always say this, but I always think of freshly fallen snow. And if you live somewhere with snow, once it's fallen, the world goes quiet, or as it falls, even if you're getting a big snowstorm, the world goes quiet. The birds sing and it echoes off the snow once the snowstorm is done. It's beautiful. Could we ever be that still in ourselves? Could we ever listen to the songs of the world like we can listen to birdsong after a snowfall? But could we ever be that still? Could we ever embrace that purity of intention and desire? And just simply connect, no matter about the chaos outside. And it brings us here to protection. This moon is protecting us. And it says, bring love into the situation. We are protected by bringing love forward and knowing that love is so powerful. It is so strong. We're moving, not fast enough. We want to move faster. And Spirit is saying here, that's fair. We want to move as fast as possible. But we're slowing down. We're connecting. We're looking at things differently. And we're seeing how we want to move forward. And then once we've kind of taken everything in, and once we put love at the center of our heart, once we embrace love and healing and grace and just connection with the earth and ourselves and what we desire within our lives, all of a sudden everything starts to speed up. And you'll be surprised at the direction that it's taking here, Aries. Because the Capricorn sensibility that's coming forward, it's like, okay, well, this is what I want. And there's a sense during this time of like something switches. It's like, oh, that's what I want. But I've been chasing this. It's like, yeah, okay, well, that's pretty. That's nice. But what if I step here? What if I move this way and open up to the purity of my thoughts, the peace of my heart, and say, change is coming. I've grown way more than I had expected, and I am protected. And it brings us here to knowing that we are way more resilient than we give ourselves credit for. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Five of Pentacles. That sense of I'm not worthy, that sense of lack and poverty, and I always have to be on the outside looking in. We can even be afraid to, say, this is how much things cost. This is what it is, type of thing. It's like, oh, no, that's not okay. Why? Why is it okay for everybody else, but not for us? Why here with the Five of Pentacles do we always make ourselves small? It moves us to our subconscious spirit message. And this is divinity. The photonic healing light, when I heard about that and read about that, I was like blown away. Divinity is connecting with us, and we are connecting with the divine. And this is going to be a time where that link is just beautiful. Take advantage of it. Our subconscious tarot message is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. This is a soulmate time. Are we seeing it? No, because one soulmate is reversed and the other one isn't. So we're not necessarily going to be on the same plane. But the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine aspects of ourselves are coming forward. This is a time where you can meet your soulmate. You can meet somebody that you really want to connect with, or not really want to, that you will have a strong connection with, whether it be romantically or not romantically. But you won't quite realize it at first. You won't. It'll be a funny story. It'll be like, wow, I really didn't like this person at first, or oh wow, we met, but I didn't get to get your name, or something happened, we got pulled away, and then we connect again. But this is also, we're going to be much more comfortable in the energy of I'm going, I'm doing, I'm connecting, I'm conquering, I'm being that warrior king. Then with the I'm nurturing, I'm growing, I'm protecting, I'm, sharing and building wealth. And that's also the economy of a Cancer sun and a Capricorn moon. And we can see that just within the earth sign energy, just within the Cancer energy here. Our subconscious Luna message begins with a new romantic cycle begins, which makes sense since we have a soulmate connection coming forward. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be just a beautiful cycle. Romantic can be beautiful. It could be like romantic imagery. It could be, romantic furnishings. Like it's just a sense of a beauty, of a sensual beauty coming forward. And it says attraction. As this balance comes into our life, as a new romantic cycle begins, as we embrace our own sensuality, what are we attracting? What do we desire for ourselves? And how are we moving forward? Look at your energy, because you're going to be a magnet. Whether it's good, bad, or somewhere in between, you're going to be a magnet. And that's going to be intense. It's just going to be intense. Attraction is manifestation. And remember, this supermoon, like one of the powers of a Capricorn moon is manifestation, right? Or just Capricorn is manifestation. And that's also very earth sign energy. Taurus is also really good at manifestation. And when we have here a supermoon amplifying all of this, we can be unstoppable. But we need to know what we're calling to ourselves. Because is it a blessing, or is it something that we'll resent later on, or is it just anger and frustration? I want to say, like, is it a blessing or is it a curse? Because those are two like opposites, right? But I don't like curse, because nothing is here to curse us. We can have energy that's harder for us to move through, harder for us to find the beauty in. But also after those times, once we find the beauty, once we connect, once we move forward, it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. We're not the same person. When everything is easy, it's easy. But when we come out of a harder time, a time where our soul has been tested, our struggle has been seen, there's a question here. Like, how do I move forward? Like, not even a question of, like, when you have that question of how do I move forward? And once you face that, it's like, I'm never going back. I'm never going back. All right. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power of this supermoon and the power of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and enjoy this supermoon. Bye.